Hey, everybody, thank you for joining me once again for another episode of the Tamara Temu Collective, where dreams have no filter. If you are new here, and I realize that I don't do this enough, I don't actually introduce myself. My name is Tamara Temu, and my ultimate calling in life, whether I am painting, whether I'm designing clothes, whether I am traveling, writing books, my ultimate purpose is to remind people that there is an identity that exists within us that is powerful, that is magical, that is full of genius, substance, to live a completely soul-fulfilled life, period. Whatever soul-fulfilled life, whatever vision comes to you when I say that, that is what I'm talking about. That soul-fulfilled life, from my perspective, is attached to our passions. It's attached to our childlike imaginations. It's attached to our dreams. And we don't have to just accept life and just say, oh, well, I guess that's the way it is. No, we are cosmic beings. And as I stated, regardless of what I'm doing at the moment, regardless of what creative project that I am working on, my ultimate goal is to produce things, make products, provide services that hold that ultimate calling, to remind all of us to return to that identity that's in our DNA. Okay, so if you are here, I'm glad you're here watching. Obviously, if you heard all that, you are here. I appreciate you for being here. So let's get in today's episode. I wasn't even sure what to call this episode. There's so many things about this topic so we're going to talk about the fallacy of hard work, making things hard, and how we get so accustomed to making things hard that becomes a part of our nervous system, hence becoming part of our identity. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to approach it from different angles, so stick with me. So let's dive in. So we make things hard. Making things hard, they become an identity. It becomes our identity. So we just expect, we approach everything already going into anything overanalyzing. Because again, we have been programmed this hard work thing, and the whole explosion of the grind culture, that didn't help either. All right. So when making things hard becomes a part of our identity, what happens? We become robots to difficulty, because that is what our nervous system is accustomed to. If you've run into people that, anytime, let's just say you see someone carrying 2 bags and you offer to help the person, you say, well, let me help you. And they, no, I got it. That type of person who's always saying, I got it, but they really don't got it. I used to be one of those people. Because making things hard becomes a part of our identity, and then it becomes robotic, we don't even realize when we are pushing away help. We become non-receivers of assistance, of help, of favors, even if someone is trying to offer us a favor. Because we've become robotic in making things hard, we don't even trust the help that person is trying to offer us. We go into life thinking, okay, if someone is really just trying to help us and they just want to be nice to give us something, then there must be something behind it. We can't even allow ourselves to trust that spirit, universe, elevated guides, elevated angels work through other people to do favors for us, to actually do things for us, just because we can't even fathom living a life in a way that is that magical. Okay, so that's what happens. So when we become accustomed to making things hard, the ego then says, I can't get rid of this difficulty because that's what makes me who I am. If I don't have difficulty, then what do I have? If I don't have all of this work, all this hard work, difficulty, then what do I have? That's what happens. So let's move into the next thing. Before I dive into that, I want to say this to you. Because the hard work fallacy gets into our identity, becomes what we're accustomed to, we can't even, it's hard for us to even fathom that our dreams and our passions is actually attached to a life of ease, flow, luxury, not constant challenges, difficulty, and suffering. But because we have allowed ourselves to be robotic in the difficulty, many of us can't even conceive what that life of ease and luxury would even look like. Why? Because we are busy in the difficulty. I heard someone say, and who was this that said, she goes by the name of Tatiana Tarot, and she does have, her YouTube handle is Tatiana Tarot. But I heard her say something, she said, she was speaking about herself. She said, I've gone from being busy and booked to being booked, but with ease. So the busyness, which I perceive that to be all the hard work, that's gone. Yes, you can thrive without the constant clashing of the busyness and the difficulty. That's how I love how she put that. So I'm going to repeat her words. Being booked with your passions, your dreams, your genius, that's different than just being busy. In this episode, I'm talking about just the being busy for the sake of looking like you're being productive. All right. So because we're busy in the difficulty, we haven't given ourselves the gift of time. What do I mean by that? The gift of time to sit and imagine, like a kid, what would it feel like if I wasn't running around constantly? If I didn't feel like I had to be here and there and everywhere, otherwise I'm going to miss out on something. What would it actually be like if I could take my time and explore the things that I'm interested in, read the books that rejuvenate me, be around people that excite me, and within all of that, I'm still generating income, doing that, living my life, embracing ease, and still at the same time bringing in income, and still at the same time living my identity, living in a way that is so fulfilling. Not just doing all of these things because I'm trying to run from the fact that the way that I'm living my life is it is making me unhappy. So we're going to get to that. So here's why, from my perspective, from what I've seen within my own life, what I've seen in other people's lives, the people that I've talked to, this is what I've seen. This is my perspective, okay? We have attached our worth and our identity to the difficulty because it gives us something to talk about. All right? We use the hard work as achievement. What do I mean by that? So, have you ever run into a person, or perhaps you were this person, I used to be this person, where, you were offered help, but you said, no, I got it. And then you resisted the help all day, and then you end your day exhausted. And then you're telling everyone, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I had this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do. And I did it all by myself. That's what I mean when I say we use that hard work as achievement. It gives us something to talk about. Okay? We use the difficulty as a pacifier, so we don't have to face what we truly desire. Now you may be saying, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't we want to face what we truly desire? Because when you face what you truly desire, that also means you have to face what's in your life that you don't like. What have you been doing in your life that you don't like? And sometimes that can be difficult to do because you have to be honest with yourself. It may mean that you have to look around at the people in your life and say, I don't want to spend any more time with this person or that person. I feel like I need new friends. That is not easy to admit. And that's one of the reasons why we use difficulty as a pacifier. Yes, it is a paradox. Using difficulty, using hard work as a pacifier. That way, all of your time is filled up with all these things. So now you can use that as an escape. That's what it is. So we use the difficulty, and I'm looking at my notes here because I don't want to leave out anything. This is important. We use the difficulty as a distraction. Because we don't want to admit that we feel unfulfilled in the way that we have been living our lives. To say that you're unfulfilled, many of us have been programmed to believe that to admit that you're unfulfilled and you want more, that is equal to greed. It is not. You're expansive. We're expansive humans. We are supposed to want more. That's a part of our expansion. It doesn't mean that we are ungrateful for what we have in front of us now, but we know that there's more, and we surrender to the more. We accept the more. So, because we've been programmed to believe that wanting more or wanting a bigger life, whatever that means to you, that means greed, we use that difficulty. We go back to all the hard work. We go back to doing everything by ourselves. We go back to resisting help because we need that distraction, because we don't want to sit down and just face that we feel unfulfilled, that the way that we have been experiencing life is outdated. All right. Some more things I want to cover here. So with us attaching our identity to hard work, with us attaching our identity to constant difficulty, that ties into that hard work fallacy. And I'm going to use a few examples surrounding money here, okay? So part of that hard work fallacy says, if we keep doing, working and working, we will get to the money. Not realizing that we are money personified. We are money personified. Why? Because money is energy. We are wealth personified. We're prosperity personified. So we've been programmed to think that we have to do, work hard for something that is already ours. All right? Also, we also have been programmed to believe that if we put all of our attention to work, that somehow if we are not working, if we are not filling up all of our time with work, without giving ourselves the break to release our minds, to, turn out or tune out all the stimulation and just allow for silence, then somehow we're going to miss out on information that could bring us to the money. And I go back to saying we're infinite prosperity. We are infinite wealth. We bring the abundance to money. Money doesn't bring abundance to us. Money seeks us out because we are the containers of abundance that money seeks to dwell in. We are the energy. So we think, and here's the thing with this too, even if all this work that we're doing, let's say perhaps it is our passion, even if we're doing the things that we enjoy, we still don't need to constantly do it 24 hours a day. Just like a computer, some of us charge our computers, we update our computers and our phones more than we give ourselves time to recharge and update, more than we give our own bodies time to recharge and update. We think that somehow we're going to miss out on some level of money if we're not constantly working, looking for information, looking for more strategy, constantly filling up any free time that we have with doing. That does not equate to wealth. It doesn't. So I present those ideas to you. I present those perspectives to you to get you to see where you're holding on to difficulty and hard work. Only you can decide that. Only you know that. Any area of your life. Start today and look to see how you can create more ease in your life. Like right now, I don't care if it's getting your groceries delivered 2 days a week. You could start there. I don't care if it's hiring someone to clean your house 1 day out of the month. Start there. We are not designed to be in constant difficulty and struggle. We can have a life of ease. There's no way, if you are waking up every day and every day it almost feels like I don't want to say a burden, that's not the word that I want to use, but it just automatically just feels hard and overwhelming. That's something that you have to look at. Even if you've got, like, say right now, your life is, you love your family, you may even like your career. You may even, enjoy your friends that you have right now, but it still feels like a tug of war. I ask you to give yourself a moment, to give yourself time, cut off all stimulation. Don't look for another book. Don't look for another podcast episode. Don't look for another video. Get quiet within yourself and just ask yourself the questions. Where in my life have I attached to difficulty and hard work? How can I have more ease in my life right now? What do I imagine? What would I want my life to look like right now? So, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the end of this video. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments, please. And until next time, cheers.